question for Moose forward Cole Perfetti, please use the raise hand function and we'll get started. We'll start off with Austin Siragusa. Go ahead, Austin.
Thanks, Jen. Hey, Cole, thanks for taking the time today. The season for you finally comes to an end, and it ends with a gold medal at the IIHF World Championships. Just what does that mean to you to, well, first off, represent your country, but also be coming home with the gold medal to wrap up your season?
Yeah, it was a long year. It was a hectic year, starting from the draft and going to World Juniors and all that, and being away from home and stuff like that, not seeing family for a while. But, it was an amazing year, and being able to finish it off with a gold medal, come home with that, and, be a world champion is something pretty special. And it's just a perfect way to end off this first year pro and this amazing run amazing journey, I'd rather say, that I've been on the last 8 months here.
We'll go next to Dave Minuk, and we'll just go one question each, and then I'll circle back to you guys if we have time for follow-ups. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks, Jen. Hey, Cole. Maybe talk about that experience that you gained being with these guys that you wouldn't normally have been with, to end your unusual first year as a pro.
Yeah, there was, a lot of guys I never, most of those guys I never met before. So to be able to go on a team with them kind of, I never, get the NHL experience, kind of like all those guys are NHL guys. And, obviously I played in the A, so it's a little bit of a different feel. So just being able to kind of experience that, practice with those guys every day, play with those guys, and be on the ice with that, it's very big for my development and learning and, a lot more comfortable going into next season now, having that experience. And then obviously being with guys like Schneider and Power, I've known them for a while now and been on teams with them. So, I had that little bit of familiarity and pretty comfortable with them. So, it was a great group of guys, and it was, a pleasure playing with them all, getting to meet them. It was a heck of a team, and, lots to learn from each guy on and off the ice for sure.
Thanks, Cole.
We'll go next to Ken Weeb. Go ahead, Ken.
Jen, Cole, such a thoughtful guy. I mean, what can you tell us about your decompressing process? I mean, you've been through so much in the last 12 months. Are you a guy that keeps a journal, or how will you spend the next, week of the inactive rest portion?
Yeah, not much of a journaling kind of guy. Like, just experience, like all the experience, all the stuff that I've been through, kind of just soak it in when I'm there, and then just look back. Like, I've already gone through my phone a couple of times for pictures from the night we won and stuff like that, just to, it was an amazing night and something that I'll never forget. And then obviously looking at the pictures, it kind of just, it was, brings a smile to my face. So it's just looking back already on the tournament, it was so much fun. And I'm glad to be home, be with my family. But at the end of the day, it was a great learning curve, great learning experience. And so grateful I got the opportunity to play. It was not much of that kind of don't really document too much, just kind of live in the moment and look back on it and hopefully have just memories of it in my head that I can replay.
We'll go next to Ted Wyman. Go ahead, Ted.
Thank you. Cole, can you just take us into the moment of what it was like to be on the ice to celebrate that gold medal, and also what you think it was that brought that team together to be able to come all the way back from 0-3 to win the gold medal? Yeah,
so obviously being on the ice was crazy. Like, I remember I couldn't get over the boards fast enough when Paulie scored. I was just dying to get over the boards, throw my gloves up in the air and start celebrating. It was, so much excitement, so much joy, and it was unbelievable. So, winning never gets old, and I haven't done that in a couple of years. So that was a pretty cool feeling to finally get a gold medal and win with Hockey Canada. And for what brought us together, I don't even know, like, 0-3, first team to ever go 0-2, let alone 0-3 to start the tournament. So I think people just counted us out, and we kind of used that as motivation. Like, no one expected anything from us, even when we squeezed into the playoff round. Everyone kind of wrote us off losing to Russia right away, and they were the number 1 seed in the tournament. And they just got some big stars like Bobrovsky and Tarasenko in their lineup, and we just formed together and used that as motivation. All the people doubting us, and ended up, Kemp's played really good, played strong defense, and got some timely goals, and carried that momentum through every game. And once we won the Russian game, we had a sense of confidence in the room that was just pretty strong, and we knew that we had the best team there. We could do it. We just hadn't found our groove early on in the tournament. But at that point, once we beat Russia, we knew we had what it takes, and we had our groove going. So I don't think there was any individual moment, just kind of like over time, the progression of how much people were doubting us and just writing us off, just use that as motivation for sure. And that kind of turned everything around.
We'll go next to Joey Slattery. Go ahead, Joey.
Thanks, Jen. Hey, Cole. Thanks for doing this. Just wondering if maybe you can kind of draw the comparison between your international hockey experiences this year. I mean, you go with the World Juniors, finish as the runner-up, and obviously, with the World Juniors, there's always pressure there. This obviously much different, and the way that you win gold in this one. I mean, what did you take away from the experience of earning a silver medal with the World Juniors, and then this whole experience of winning gold this time around?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when we lost to the U.S. that night. That was, one of the worst feelings. Going in, I thought we were, going to win a gold medal that night, and I had my mind on a gold medal, and obviously to have that not happen, it was tough. I dreamed of a World Junior gold medal my whole life, and to, losing the gold medal game, it was pretty tough. And then obviously carrying over to this tournament, when we were in the gold and it went to overtime, all I could think about was just not wanting to ever feel that sense of loss, like a sense of losing again. I just wanted to finally get a gold medal. Luckily we did, and winning's a whole lot better than losing in the gold medal game, that's for sure. But yeah, there was definitely stuff that I could take from the first tournament, World Juniors, and apply that to the second tournament, and help with confidence and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a good, playing World Juniors and then men's Worlds at the same year. It's pretty special. So just fortunate and glad to I really wish we won gold with the juniors there, but glad I finished the year off with the gold and was able to win that there. So pretty special.
We'll go next to Murat Atesh. Go ahead, Murat.
Okay, thanks, Jen. Hi, Cole. I wanted to go back to the idea just of appreciation. I know Ken touched on it a little bit as well, but the year you've had, so compressed, so much stuff in 1 year, and I'm wondering if you're able to sort of appreciate the highs and lows of it on the fly, or if there's really going to be quite the decompress and what that looks like for you here now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm very, very grateful and thankful for the opportunity I got. COVID shut down a lot of kids' hockey opportunities this year. Like a lot of my close friends from Saginaw in the OHL, like they didn't get to play hockey. They lost a whole year of development. It's their draft year. They're over ages, whatever it was. They didn't get to play hockey, and they, lost out on a major year in their development in order to take that next step. And, there's only a handful of kids in the O that was able to play all year. And, I'm fortunate enough to be playing hockey since November, with the World Junior camp, and then with the A, and then obviously the last month with the Worlds. It's been a pretty busy year, and in a year where a lot of kids didn't get the opportunity and suffered, I was fortunate enough to get the chances and get the development and take that next step and become that much better of a hockey player. I'm very appreciative of it and realize that, I realized that each step of the way during World Juniors, I was like, wow, I'm pretty lucky to be playing right now throughout the AHL. I was saying to myself how there's not a lot of kids that are getting this opportunity, and then obviously at Worlds, the same thing. So very appreciative and very thankful for all the opportunity and chances that, I was given this year in a tough year.
We'll circle back to Dave Minuk. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks again, Jen. Cole, when we did your impromptu end of season media availability for the Moose, you said you'd been to Latvia before, so this wasn't going to be your first time. What was it like returning there, and did you get a chance to kind of explore it, and did you remember it the way it was the first time you were there?
Yeah, some things looked familiar, like the downtown, but honestly, we weren't allowed to leave the hotel. It was a bubble. So it was hotel or rink. We drove around the town a little bit in the bus, but another hotel for another month. But it was, at that point, it wasn't really going to see, when you talk about Worlds, a lot of it is a life experience. And, as much as it was for me, it was a hockey tournament. We got to, get in the hotel, hang with the guys at the hotel. But then, once we're allowed to go to the rink, and that's kind of it. It was pretty strict, pretty double IHF kind of wanted to make sure everyone was safe, secure, which is really good. And it ran smoothly. It was just, go all that way and you don't get to see Latvia is a bit of a bummer, but, gold medal coming home with that, it's all worth it now. So, it was still an unbelievable time being with the guys in the hotel and all that. But yeah, it was kind of limited seeing what Latvia was like.
We'll go next to Ken Weeb. Go ahead, Ken.
Well, I know you addressed this too at the end of the AHL season, but now with this additional experience, how will the body of work help you prepare for September when you attend training camp and try to realize your next goal?
Yeah, well, this whole year has been major for me. Like being able to play in the AHL, get the pro experience, what it's like to play with men, kind of realize what I need to work on this summer to get to that next step. And then obviously playing at the Worlds with a bunch of NHL guys. I was really happy with my play. I was, I felt very good on the ice, very confident, able to make plays, and was very happy with how it went. Kind of made me realize, there's obviously lots and lots and lots of work to do, but, I'm not as far away as I thought I was, I don't think. I think, I proved myself, proved a lot to myself. I think I, showed that I can play with the physicality of men all year, the strength, the speed, can make plays. Obviously, it's just going to becoming a man and getting more strength, getting that natural strength and stuff like that is going to come with being in the gym and all that. But big year for me, confidence wise, and realizing where I am and how much work needs to be done, and definitely know what I need to work on in the next couple of months here before heading to Jets camp.
We'll go next to Joey Slattery. Go ahead, Joey.
Thanks again, Kev. I'm going to try and narrow down the stop. But you just said not as far away as I thought I was. And I'm just thinking with this whole year, and you kind of talked about the appreciation, but it was very unique, but also weirdly balanced, right? Because you have a couple of major tournaments with all the spotlight on you, especially the World Juniors, where, you have the national audience. But then you play this weird AHL year that you wouldn't have been playing if you were in the OHL, if there were a season where there is no championship, no playoffs. So I'm just wondering how that year, was it this year that really opened your eyes to the fact that you're a little more ready than you thought you were? And if you didn't have this year, do you think you'd be where you are right now in terms of the confidence you have going into summer before heading into September and back to camp?
Yeah. So, this year really made me realize, like, the NHL, it's growing up as a kid, like even last year, like even when I was drafted, it's the NHL. It's the best league in the world for a reason. And it's very hard to make that next step into that league. So yeah, I thought I had some time. I needed some work. There was things that I needed to do in order to prepare myself to get ready for the NHL. But playing this year with men and playing at the Worlds and being able to make plays, score goals, be a contributor, and most importantly, play with the strength and the speed. That's what I was kind of like. Yeah, I don't know if I'm strong enough yet. It's a man's league. But playing these last 5 months with the Moose and with Team Canada here, I've realized that I can handle my strength. I can handle the speed. I can go in the corners and not get pushed off pucks and be able to win battles and make plays coming out of those battles. So it was a real eye opener for me to see that, I'm not far away on strength. Like I can play right now, and it's only going to get better as the summers go on, as I get stronger and put more work in. Then it's only going to become, that much more beneficial for me to make that jump easier. And yeah, like it was. I don't think I'd be here in this position without this year. You know, being able to play. I've said it many times, but being able to play with the men, the experience of that speed and strength, like I wouldn't be in the position that I am if I was playing in the OHL still. Like, don't get me wrong, the OHL is an amazing league, and I wouldn't be where I am today without it. But it's just something about playing against men with that strength and that speed. You know, you have to experience it. You have to. That's what's going to help you get to the next level. And you know, being able to do that at 19 years old, it was very big for me.
We'll finish off with a final question from Dave Minuk. Go ahead, Dave.
You know, Cole, when we spoke to Nathan after he got the name to the All-Canadian Division All-Star team, he said, I asked him about the end of the season and how it felt for him. And he said it was like finishing a round of golf and going home early. For you, it must feel like you finished on the 14th hole because you obviously had to leave before the season had ended for the Moose. So what's it like, you know, knowing that you went to battle, you went to war, you had such a good group of guys. Everybody talked about how much fun this team was. What's it like now, you know, reconciling that season is over? Obviously, you got to transition right to the World Championships. So you didn't really have that same closure as everybody else did. But what's it like now that you're reflecting on that time with those guys?
Yeah, it was that was a special group to play with. There's a lot of fun. Like, you know, very close. So many good guys. Like, you just hang out with them and have such a good time. And yeah, it sucked having that cut short. You know, I wish I was able to finish out those last 4 games, be there for the last week and a half, and kind of have a proper goodbye send off with all the guys. But you know, things don't always work out like that. But you know, even now, I'm keeping in touch with 7 or 8 of them still, and you know, we only spent 3 months together, and it was a fresh group that not that many people knew each other. There's a lot of new faces, I feel like, and you know, we bonded quickly and you know, made a lot of relationships, a lot of memories with that group. And yeah, it was a heck of a year, and a lot of people that I won't forget, and a lot of things I won't forget, and a lot of memories and relationships made over the last couple months with the Moose guys.
Thanks, Cole. Have a good summer.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it,
Thanks
Cole.
everyone for joining us.